Instead, let's take a passion to the sheets and just go crazy. You can be as wild as you want that night. You ain't gotta be a lady.
Hey, what's going on? This is the Sexual Intellectual Podcast, episode 3. The most pressing thing is what we're going to start with first. The CDC has come out and loosened guidelines once again. They're saying that right now, 90% of the country basically doesn't need to wear masks, and basically, we're at the end of the pandemic. What's interesting is this also comes at a time when there is crisis happening around the world. I use the term crisis loosely because there's a lot going on, and I think it's really interesting how things are playing out. I'll reserve judgment for now, but I think that the timing of this is very interesting. I wonder, what do you think? If you're listening, I would love to hear some of your feedback. Do you think that the CDC loosening their guidelines has anything to do with what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia? Uh, Also, with this CDC change, which most of the world looks to for their guidance, the World Health Organization is not saying that. The World Health Organization is still saying other things about masks and the COVID guidelines or the C-19 guidelines. Uh, the CDC, however, we know was compromised by the Trump administration. These documents were released. There's plenty of information about it. The CDC was taking directives from the Trump administration directly from the White House. These things have been publicated. These things have been published, and my thing is, are we trusting the CDC? What do you think about the CDC and their current state? Can we still trust the CDC? Is, I guess, the question I'm trying to ask. I know no one wants to wear masks. No one ever did. So I know many people are rushing to peel off the mask. I'm very curious what people think about this. I think it's really interesting. I don't have a definitive opinion. I think it's very interesting what's going on. I think the timing is very curious. That's the one thing I do think. Uh, but as far as, do we think this is a good thing or a bad thing, I'm curious to see what people think. I think that as always, you should proceed with caution. You should tread softly. Uh, People are used to wearing the mask, and some people may not want to get rid of it. I think that's okay. I think if you feel like you want to wear it, then you should wear it. If you feel like you shouldn't, then just be careful. Get your vitamin C, get your vitamin D3, get your zinc, have it ready just in case. And I still would go places where testing is mandatory, or if you're gonna hang out, just make sure people are tested and everything is good. Better to be safe than sorry. And let's jump right into our "You Ruined It" segment. Perhaps this will change now with the mandates changing and with the CDC loosening guidelines. But it seems that meeting people has been very challenging during these times. C-19 has kind of ruined the bar hookup scene. For a long time, there were no bars open. Then there were very limited capacities, and many people just didn't feel comfortable going out to bars and restaurants to meet other people. So one of the things that I'm being told by the people I know, and that I'm seeing themes of on the internet, is that throughout this pandemic, C-19 has made it very hard to meet people. A lot of people have had to go to the apps, and the apps are weird, weird, weird. But it has made them almost a necessary evil in these times because you can't really go anywhere to meet people. And again, perhaps that will change now, but one of the things that C-19 ruined was dating, meeting new people. I mean, it's easy to get that old thing back, make a phone call. But when it comes to trying to meet someone new, many people have to do that outside. And with the pandemic going on, it was very difficult to do that for many people. You had to rely more on the people you knew, you had to rely more on the apps. And I also see that There was a lot more hookup culture, but we'll save that one for a deeper dive another time. Okay, now for our sex talk segment, I want to get into something that I see a lot. I see that people are not truly discussing this, and I think it's because it's hard to speak about this without having a closed mind. A lot of times when we go from one partner to the other, from one relationship to the other, we kind of stay with these thoughts of the old person. We have these kind of expectations of what they did in and out the bedroom. So today we're going to speak specifically about what happened in the bedroom. Whatever happened in the bedroom with your last partner, whether they were your significant other, a hookup, a booty call, whatever, that's over now. When you get to a new person and you bring those expectations from the past, you put yourself in a very bad spot. And here's why. You are now expecting person B to do what person A did. And that can be very complicated because this new person, let's not do A or B, but this new person doesn't really know you. They need time to get to know your likes, your dislikes, your body, and all of the things that are going on in the bedroom. They have no knowledge of what you did in the past. They have no knowledge of what your preferences are. And yeah, communication and time will help these things. But if you walk into a new situation still thinking about the last person and how well they pleased you orally or how good it was when they were on top, you're going to have a lot of expectations of this new person that you shouldn't have because this new person, they don't know shit. They don't know you. They don't know what you like. They don't know what you don't like. They don't know how hard you like being bitten, how soft you like being bitten. They really don't know anything about you. So to walk in expecting something, it's almost like walking into a movie and saying, all right, the last Batman movie was the greatest shit since sliced bread. This one better be too. You're setting yourself up for failure. And you're not giving that partner a real chance. You're not giving that partner you're not giving them enough time to really meet those expectations anyway. You're expecting instant gratification. You're saying, okay, when Derek put his mouth on me, man, it was like a fantasy come true. And now here comes Tim. Tim Tim didn't get to learn you. And yes, everyone has different natural abilities, everyone has different things that they're good at, but that doesn't mean that Tim can't be as good as Derek with time. And maybe there are things that Tim does that Derek never could fathom, never could imagine to do. But you won't know that if you walk in blindly expecting things from this new person. I see this very often, and it's bad because really what you're doing is limiting the moment, you're limiting the experience. When you come in with these expectations, you are limiting the experience and the capabilities, the possibilities, the opportunity that is presented. You're coming in and you're saying, if it's not up here, if it's not this very specific thing, then it's not good enough. That's not good. Really, you're gypping the both of you when you do things like that. So let's keep an open mind when dealing with a new partner, when you start things with a new partner, and communicate, as I say constantly in these topics. Communication is very important, and you know, you got to keep an open mind and give people a little bit of time. I'm not saying you got to give them 3 years or even 3 months, but no one can meet those expectations just off the rip. Now let's talk about a little something they call close friends. And I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I just got to laugh at some of the things y'all are doing when it comes to this close friends group. For those who don't know, on Instagram, there's this feature which is soon to be upgraded. And maybe we'll talk about that next week. But there's a feature on Instagram called Close Friends. When you post to your quote unquote story, uh, you can put people in your close friends group. This is a limited amount of people of your choosing where you put these people in the group together and they don't know who else is in the group. I could be the only person in the group. There could be 400 other people in the group. I won't know. But you put a group of people together, and when you post to your story, they're the only ones who can see what's in your story. I don't know whose idea this was, but it's really funny because some people just post random shit that makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't I don't know why this is in your close friends at all. Especially because like the next day they'll post it on their regular feed. So we're seeing it first. I don't know. I ain't mad. I just think it's funny. Now, let me tell you what's real nasty about the close friends group, though. Some people are using the close friends group to give out information that the rest of the public won't get. But it's not just like, hey, here's this thing. It's like secret shit. It's like stuff that wasn't announced. And I'm not going to give specific details, but some of y'all are teaching us some really wild things about you. You're putting us in this close friend group, and I ain't mad, and I'm not even only speaking about myself. I've discussed this with other people, and even they tell me like, yo, so and so's close friends group, they be in there wildin'. And it's weird because, like I said, some people will just post some funny shit that maybe they don't want the rest of the public to see. It'll be a meme. But some people are putting out like their divorce. Some people are showing us things that we probably shouldn't be seeing. And I think it's really interesting. I think it is really, really funny. Y'all are going in the close friends group. And I really wonder, do y'all really know these people well enough to be doing this? I mean, there are people that just meet sometimes and like, oh, I threw you in my close friends. I think it's really interesting, and I would love to know what you guys think. Please let me know what y'all think about these close friends groups. Put it in the comments, please. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are because I think they are hilarious, and I think some people are doing some really straight up gross things in the close friend group. And I guess we'll save this part for next week. But for those who don't know, word has come out that Instagram will now be allowing people to make this close friends group subscription based. People will have to pay to see your close friends. Maybe that means you just pay to see what I eat every day. Or maybe it turns into an OnlyFans situation.